perhaps one of the more controversial or inflammatory, unsettling, uncomfortable, even for me, things that I've said related to the Path of Wildness was when I sent out a meme that, or mem, or however they're called. It basically said, is that a cave? No, I didn't say that. Wow, that's cool. It basically said, just the line of the soil line. Basically said, it's better to be alone in your room than with another in the wild. And I remember I got some pretty interesting responses to that. People didn't like that very much. And I just had an experience back there which illustrated to me what I meant by that. In fact, I can illustrate it right now because I'm doing the same thing. And the reason I say that is because, and I was having a hard time figuring out just why to qualify that. Why? And it's because you can, well, let me just demonstrate it. Here, look at this puddle here. I'm walking along this road, there's a puddle. See this puddle? And there's ice. It's wintertime, so there's ice on the top there. You see that ice? And what I was doing just a moment ago, I found another one like this, and I'd stopped and I had these stones, and I was throwing the stones out on the, see how the stone slides across there? Wasn't that fun? And let's do another one. And they kind of slide across, and I had this little game going on. I could see the edge of the ice. Oh, that's a bigger rock. And I was throwing it across to see if I could get to the edge before it fell in. And I just kept on doing one after another. Rocks across. What fun. And I was doing it very slowly, much slower than here. Watching every rock, seeing how it ended, picking out special rocks, different sizes. And I did this for long enough, and I got a collection out there of a lot of rocks. I mean, I must have been doing this for 10 minutes or so. And guess what happened? The whole ice sheet melted, and the whole ice sheet didn't melt. It got top heavy on the one side over there and sank like a ship. It actually tilted up like this, and with the part rocks went down, settled underneath, and then the whole thing came down. The edge was sticking up, and then a wave came over the ice and came up the other side. It was really fascinating. I was just, like this, throwing rocks. Oh, here I can touch the ice. Having a great old time. I'm having a great old time now, doing it again. Okay, so I'm back to my point. Why then, for those rocks, why then do I say that it's better to be alone in your room than in the wild with another? Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being in the wild with other people, but it depends on what your aim is. And my aim, most typically when I come out to do this type of thing, when I come out into the wild, is to do this kind of stuff. To experiment with my mind, to use this as almost like a proving ground. Let's move on. Almost an opportunity to do different things, and I can't readily do that with other people. I mean, there are things you can do with other people. I used to enjoy sitting at the Paradise Cafe with Eric and Thielen and talking into the night, and other friends. You can do that, and if you come out, you can come out to the wilderness and have a great old time with people who are doing that. But this thing that I call the Path of Wildness, which is really exploring where your mind is going, and like if your intuition takes you this way, you go off in this way, up into the woods, and off this way and the like, and you can do that more readily alone than you can with other people. With other people, that's a different type of exploration. It's a different type of learning and understanding. Isn't that a neat bog? What is that? I bet there'd be great toads in there in the warmer months. What is this? It's a deep bog. Huh. So I could sit here and mess with that and think about it. I could just park it right here for a while, as I would probably like to do, and think about this bog. Maybe throw some stones in it, watch the ripples go out a little bit. Maybe sit down over here and break out the tea and do that. And this is the kind of stuff that is easier to do alone. It's harder to do when you're in a group, even with just another person. I probably wouldn't have started doing what I was doing back there if I'd been with anybody else. And that's what I mean by, but I would do that kind of stuff alone in my room. So it doesn't mean that it's better to be alone all the time. It just simply means that if your aim is to use your mind to probe in the inner depths of your own thought patterns and your own inclination, then it's better to be alone to do that. And you can do that more readily alone in your room than with another person in the most beautiful outdoor setting imaginable. That's all I mean. There's nothing against having fun with other people. Just knowing the right circumstances for having fun alone. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Gotta finish this one up. Here's the point. I'm sitting here on in my car getting ready to wrap it up, and I look over, and in the stream bed over there, there's a child. Exploring in the stream bed. This is the point. Sorry for the bad shaky thing. It's really zoomed in. This is the point that I was trying to make. There's nothing wrong with adventuring with others. But this child right there is on the path. You know, if I can, use that term that I like to use. Because it covers what I'm trying to say. Individual course of exploration. It's not necessarily a selfish thing. It's like I don't know, like bathing alone or reading a book, listening to music sometimes by yourself, walking alone, being alone to explore and discover. Who knows what's causing that child at every step to stop and look down. But I can tell you this, the course would be different if she was with another. Not necessarily bad, just not the same. Not the course of wildness, the course of society, the course of fraternity, the course of being together, which is a good thing too. But it's not the story that I'm telling right now. There you go. That's the Path of Wildness. Take care, everybody.